Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a Sunview? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a Sunview is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with Sunview and see the difference.
People who assault on-duty police officers, firefighters, paramedics or prison officers will face longer prison sentences. This is under new criminal offences announced by the government. I joked about it earlier today that Minister Paul Goldsmith has literally been announcing new law changes all week since the weekend. They are churning them out. Under the changes, simply assaulting a first responder could land you in jail for 3 years, up to 3 years. If you do it with intent to injure, that jumps to 5 years. And if you actually do cause injury with intent, you're looking up to 7 years. And then that gets bundled into the 3 strikes regime, which we talked about earlier with the coward punch. Minister Paul Goldsmith says these folks run into danger while helping us. They deserve stronger protection. Labour Justice spokesperson Duncan Webb said first responders did a tough job and need to be protected both by the law and by being properly paid and supported. The Police Association said it welcomes the intent of the legislation and they look forward to considering the details of the bill when they will be released. Alan Whitley is the union organiser at Corrections Association of New Zealand, and Alan joins us now. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Alan, pleased with what the government's announced?
Yeah, we are. We're really pleased when they first surfaced the bill by New Zealand First back in 2019, but demoralised when it got voted down by National and Labour at the time. But now that it's back on the table and it looks like it's happening, we're quite pleased about it.
I mean, it's a pretty tough job, obviously, working in a prison. Are serious assaults on staff increasing?
Yeah, they are. What we're locking up are the worst of the worst. There's a lot of violence and the crime actually in the community, and they don't stop committing that when they come to prison. So it's a very difficult job.
Yeah. You've highlighted, Alan, in the past that police often decline to prosecute prisoner assaults, leaving corrections to handle them internally. Why is that?
With the previous legislation, sometimes it was pointless in charging somebody from the point of view from the police because they would go through a long investigation and prosecution only to have somebody given a sentence that was concurrent on what they were serving, so it added no extra time to their sentence at all. So
right.
For this bill to have meaningful effect for somebody who's incarcerated, it must be cumulative on their current sentence.
You've warned before as well that some prisoners take advantage of low staffing levels. How bad is it on the ground right now in terms of safety and staffing?
Our staffing levels are improving. They're not where they need to be. We are getting people into the job, but it takes a fair amount of time for somebody to be quite confident to work in one of the prisons. So whilst we've got a lot of new staff, we've got a lot of lacking in experience, which you can't train. That only comes with time. So there's some real challenges in our prisons at the moment.
You know, Alan, I've never really thought about, the good men and women that work behind, in prison. What's the kind of training regime, or how long before they are fully qualified? And is it a job for everyone? Probably isn't.
Firstly, it's not a job for everybody. Some people come into the job, they take a look at it, and they rightly decide it's not for them and they move on. All staff receive training down in Wellington at our initial training centre down there, and it's about an 8-week course, and it prepares them for the legislative side of the job. It teaches them control and restraint, use of pepper spray, and a bit of a grounding of what it's going to be like in the prison.
What impact do these assaults have on the mental health and morale of prison officers day to day?
Oh, look, it can have wide-ranging effects on our staff. We've had staff that have been assaulted and they've just never been able to go back to work.
Yeah.
They've lost their income, their career. They've had to go off and retrain or try and find something else because they just can't go back into that environment and feel safe. They've lost their confidence.
According, Alan, to the Ministry of Justice, our prison population is predicted to jump from about 10,490, I think, Feb this year, to 14,230 by June 2035, roughly a 36% increase. Does that worry you? Will we have the staff to cope?
Well, first we need the beds to cope.
Yeah.
So, it's the chicken and the egg, which comes first. We're going to need both, to be perfectly honest, and they all need to arrive at the right time, beds and staff.
I saw Police Minister Mark Mitchell a couple of weeks ago at a kind of an evening on crime that he presented, and he was very proud of how many what prison has just been opened, Alan?
Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a sun view? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a sun view is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with Sunview and see the difference.